Well, come here, 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 come here. It'll get worse. It'll get worse. It'll get worse.
So the governor of Florida wants to stop or prevent undocumented immigrants from sending money back home. He's putting into place policies that if you can't show where the money is lawfully coming from and that you have lawful status within the US, you won't be able to send remittances, or they will allow you to send it, ask for proof, and if you can't send it, they'll just take it. I have a video reposted. He did a whole speech and said that he hopes that this is something that will go nationwide and not just restricted to Florida. What this pretty much means in layman terms, if you don't have papers, you can't send money, go give your family member them. You have to find somebody that has paper. This is a huge inconvenience because as an undocumented person for over 4 years, I sent money back home religiously. Every week religiously, I was sending money back home that I worked for. And every time you send money, you want family member in your business, and at some point people get tired of you, because when you know as a green card holder or as a US citizen constantly have to be sending money for somebody, for people to ask you where you're getting money, this, that, like, it can become a lot. When I tell you, I have no words. I have no words. I don't know if to say I don't have a solution. I'm just letting you guys know what I saw. And it's very heartbreaking. I'm going to post another video after this to show you guys alternate ways to send money other than Western Union, MoneyGram, and those places. Like, yeah, so part 2 coming.
Them say if you're undocumented and are trying to send money to your home country, they're going to ask you to verify your immigration status. So you will be barred from sending money to Western Union, MoneyGram, Zoom, or whatever money transfer you used. This is what the governor of Florida is working on as we speak. I got it directly from the horse's mouth. You know, I heard somebody made a video about it, and I'm like, is this so? So I'm going to look for the official article, and I came across a video where Ron, governor of Florida, is saying he is working on something right now in Florida, and it's hoping that will spread statewide, where if you go to send money, they're going to do an e-verification thing for proof if you're a citizen or resident, because they must say the thing where immigrants come here and do is to come here, work the lump sum of money and send it back home to their home country. It's not being circulated in the United States. So that's one of the ways they're going to catch undocumented immigrants. But don't just take it from me. Let me put the video here for you to see yourself.
Legally, because they can work more menial tasks but make a lot more money in the U.S. than they can in like a third world country. So they'll come, make money, and then they send money back in remittances to the host, to their family, friends, wherever, to the home country. We are going to impose ID verification for foreign remittances. So you have to show, it's like an e-verify for remittances. The money transfer company has got to run you through to make sure that you're lawfully able to be in the country and to send money outside of our country. That will be a huge deterrent for people coming to the state of Florida illegally. I think the Trump administration is going to do something on remittances, but I think they may need Congress to do some of that, and who knows whether Congress will ever do anything. So we have an opportunity to do it here in Florida, I think in a way that makes a lot of sense.
What are the ways that you can protect yourself in these really, really difficult times as an immigrant, whether you have status or not? And especially you may be a U.S. citizen who wants to protect your family. So keep watching. I'm going to tell you my top pieces of advice for keeping yourself and your family safe. Hi, my name is Mamira Rahman, and I'm an immigration attorney. I have been practicing immigration law for the past 15 years, including through the last Trump administration. Now, my number one piece of advice is do not open your doors. If ICE comes knocking on your door, you are not obligated to open it. You are not obligated to open. They are going to show you a warrant, but it has to be the right type of warrant. Now, there are 2 types of warrants that an ICE officer may be able to show you. The first is called an ICE warrant, and you have to ask to see a copy of the warrant to really look at it carefully. Now, you can ask the ICE agent to slip it underneath your door or to hold it up against the window. Underneath the door is definitely preferable because then that way you'll actually have a proper chance to read it. Now, here is the key difference. An ICE warrant can be issued by an ICE officer themselves. It is signed by an ICE officer. So if you see that the warrant says that it's signed by an immigration officer or by Department of Homeland Security, that is not the same as a judicial warrant. A judicial warrant gives ICE the authority to enter your house and to come inside and grab people, basically. A judicial warrant is signed by a judge. So that is the number one thing that you're going to look for is if ICE shows up at your door and they want to enter, you are not obligated to open your door. And in fact, do not open your door. Ask to see the warrant. The warrant must be signed by a judge. If the warrant is not signed by a judge, they do not have the authority to enter. Number two, anyone who is a non-citizen is actually required by law to carry around a copy of their identification. So if you're a green card holder, you are supposed to have your green card. If you have an EAD, carry that around with you. But the biggest problem is, what if you don't have an EAD? What if you don't have any sort of legal status? If you don't have any legal status and you get approached by ICE officers, you have the right to remain silent. You do not have to answer any of their questions. So make sure that you exercise your right to remain silent. Now, here's one more thing. If you have a case in process, carry copies of that receipt or those receipts around with you. The receipts by themselves will not protect you from getting arrested. However, they will help your attorneys try to get you out of your detention and to get you some sort of relief. So it's a lot better than having nothing. But if you don't have any receipts, you get approached, do not say anything, ask to speak to an immigration attorney. Now, the next thing is a little bit interesting. If you're a US citizen, carry a copy of your passport with you because it's not unheard of, and we've already had reports hearing about US citizens being swept up in arrests and being detained. And, if you look ethnic, carry a copy of your passport around. The next question that I have been getting a lot is it safe to travel domestically? Is it safe to travel domestically? And I'm going to say that if you are completely undocumented, if you do not have an EAD, if you do not have an advance parole, if you're going to travel, even if it's by bus or by train and you're not planning on driving, you do need to exercise caution because there's no guarantee that there won't be a checkpoint through where you are traveling, or there won't be agents that board a train or a bus to ask for documentation. So if you don't have to travel, don't. If you do have an EAD, if you do have a green card, if you do have some case pending that has given you a travel permission, traveling domestically is fine. The next thing is if you have advance parole, my recommendation is to not travel these next few months because we have heard of persons, Customs and Border Patrol being a lot more aggressive at the airport. So they have the right to refuse entry to anyone, even if you have an advance parole. The only people that they must allow back in are green card holders and U.S. citizens. So if you're traveling on advance parole, if you're planning on traveling internationally, you may want to postpone that travel until further notice. Now, if you're a green card holder, here's my other advice. If you are a green card holder who is traveling internationally and upon your return, you encounter problems at customs, do not sign anything. Actually, this advice goes to anybody. Do not sign anything. Do not sign anything. You are not obligated to sign anything with ICE, with DHS, none of them, okay? So at the airport, something that frequently happens is even if you have a green card, a lot of times if the ICE officer wants to give you problems, they can still give you problems, and they might say that you have to sign this document. And usually what that document is it is a I-407 abandonment of your permanent residency. So do not get pressured or fooled into signing that document because then you're going to have some problems. Instead, if you are a green card holder encountering problems returning to the U.S., tell the CBP official that you wish to see an immigration judge and that you wish to be placed in proceedings, because then at least you're going to be allowed in and you're going to be given a chance to, keep your residency in front of a judge. And my last piece of advice is that if you have any sort of criminal history, whether, even if you were just charged and it was dismissed, do not travel, because this is going to raise red flags. They can see all of your criminal history when you come in at the airport, so don't take a chance right now. Please share this widely. People need to know this information. And again, my name is Mamita Rahman, and I have been practicing immigration law for 15 years.
I'm John Modlin, Chief of the U.S. Border Patrol's Tucson sector. This morning, I'm at the Tucson International Airport. Behind me, you can see recently processed migrants boarding an international flight back to their country of origin. I would remind anyone thinking about crossing the border illegally between the ports of entry that under Title 8, you may face an enhanced expedited removal process, meaning that upon being encountered, you'll be promptly placed into immigration proceedings and may be removed. Instead, anyone considering migrating to the United States is highly encouraged to apply for admission. Don't risk your life or the lives of your loved ones by crossing illegally through Arizona's desert during the summer months. Remember, there are consequences for illegal entry under Title 8. These consequences are strictly enforced. Use the CBP-1 mobile application. Don't cross the border illegally.
Boy, I don't want to talk, you know. Because somebody say, because me have status, I show no empathy. Which one is it that you want? Empathy or sympathy? Empathy means that I understand, I feel what you're going through. No, I don't understand. I came here documented, first and foremost. And that's not a flex. That's just being honest. I come here, me and my mother, we do brown envelope. So I guess I'm privileged, as you would say. Fine? We got that out of the way. Sympathy. I showed you who I have sympathy for. The kids. Why not the adults, Epic? Reason being, I'm going to say it one last time. You see almost everything that ICE agent, that when we sit in front of the plane, when I'm up on the plane, almost everything him say out of his mouth, us Jamaicans, because most of the Jamaican demographic we speak for. You understand the Jamaican diaspora? Excuse me. 99.9% of Jamaican know that. You see the things them what the immigration lady said before him, don't travel unless you have to travel. Travel with whatever little paperwork you have to prove say your papers them have got you. If you have criminal record, don't fly. If you drive up and down, make sure you have some form of something. Even as green card holder, be careful when you come to the airport. Every Jamaican damn near know that. 99.9% of them know that. I'm going to put it one step further and I'm going to see how real Una is. I'm going to take it a step further. Even the fact where them talk about no money can send. Remember, so when you just come afar and plan that, you know. Remember, you know. Most of them plan that, you know. So when I go up, I make my auntie send down the money, and I make my brother, because them have papers, I make my uncle send down the money, because I really want to send down the money. And when, if I come back, don't mean a problem with immigration, because them see me I send money through the city. Remember, I say, all of them didn't know that, you know. Majority of them things I want to see are going, you know. Most of them didn't know them something here from morning, you know, and plan to adhere by them from morning, you know. But, you know, come up here and get so comfortable. That you know, figure say, at the law on a break on a daily basis. At the law on a break on a daily basis. You just have to know, so boy, you just go and hold on one. Try not to get caught. All of that change the minute you come up here and your friend tell us, boy, you know, say, you can fly to New York for your passport, you know. You say, what? For me, Jamaica passport? Them never say that to me. You make 2 fly to New York for your Jamaican passport. Now all of a sudden you turn citizen. You feel like say if you fly to Cali, if you fly to Orlando, if you fly to... No, that's how you go. And that's how you go. You still have to respect the people in law. You still have to respect the people in law. But you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. You know why you say Donald Trump wrong. Because even if you deport, we want to do the illegal. Obama deport how much? Obama deport how much and quiet. But through the media don't load it up. Only remember that. All I say is them they are criminal. Majority of who Donald Trump deport already are high profile criminal. But everybody will run off a criminal. And so be the case. Once you run off, once you overstay, you are now a criminal. What you are doing is illegal. Come on, man. Stop acting like when I hear that, man. That me not like, you don't know. I want to forget all of them something here. Drop your thoughts and take. Follow the Epic World on YouTube. Subscribe. Follow the Epic TV on Facebook. Follow. This is how the video ends. Excuse me? Chow breadcrumbs. What catch you there? Excuse me?